I love using Ubisoft as a my backdrop because they are the main focus in these arguments because it is their fucking fault on why we are here in the first place. Maybe not entirely, but they are the ones that passed that law. I believe it was AB 2426 in California, um, stating that we don't have to, that they only have to provide that we don't own our shit. That they have to tell us that we don't own it and that we can't use the purchase.
Honestly.
Um, that we don't. They can't use the word purchase anymore, is what the law states. And now Sony has it again. We gotta set the line straight so that way we can make a correct argument. Because yes, this is Sony's platform. They are hosting this app that took away your digital goods, the 551 titles or whatever it was of movies that they are taking away from you that you can no longer have access to that you purchased, but it that only applies the purchase definition only applies everywhere else that isn't in California. If you're in California and they took this from you and there's still purchase was still there, then you can take that argument and make a lawsuit out of it, make a class action lawsuit. Um, and of course, what I'm trying to do is set up a U.S. versus Sony lawsuit that's probably going to go up to the Supreme Court. And that's the problem right now that I'm facing. So I'm going to read what I posted from my Blue Sky, and that's a disabled helper is my Blue Sky handle. I didn't say this particular point, but because we don't own the Supreme Court and it's owned by Trump's MAGA and corporations, we need to wait until power shifts. So I mentioned the power shifts part, but I didn't mention the Supreme Court part or the courts in general because we don't own that power yet. We're getting there, but we're nowhere near done. We need to see what November lies for us. So I'm preparing all my arguments. I'm trying to figure things out. But I need to build my body to be able to travel and get my arguments aligned. All of it. Everything that I've argued before, I need to organize it over the years that I have. So luckily I did all my testing, and I have my arguments and segments. So now I just need to argue for it. So let me read what I wrote at Blue Sky. So I shared a Louis Rossmann video. So I posted, "Don't worry, I'm on top of this. I will see what I can do to defend our rights. The problem I see, however, for me personally, I am unaffected by this and would have no claim to any damages. If it goes unchallenged, then it will affect us all down the line. My current strategy is to prepare all the arguments I can, wait for the power shift, then go all in with everything. This is a US versus Sony," and I put in parentheses, "unless Sony wants to join, as Sony is the one losing the license, so they don't have a choice but to take the thing that we purchased. The other problem I see is that I'm in a corrupt southern state. Same with Louis Rossmann. He's also in the same state I'm in. Already putting any arguments I have at the bottom of the money hill. I can't do this on my own. Need several states of people to be active in this fight. Not just me, not just Louis Rossmann, but many. Do your own testing. Show that we own the product. Build the evidence on top of that has already been shown. Digital and physical goods are the same. Both are/can be physically on Earth. It exists on our physical plane that allows a digital commerce to be transferred back and forth. We need a physical debit card to connect to a digital banking service to buy physical goods to take home. Without a physical plane of existence, a digital anything cannot exist. Which is my argument of digital and physical goods are the exact same. There is no difference. If you have to build it on Earth, then be able to transfer it digitally instead of, physically on a truck, it's still the same thing because you have to build the digital server with physical items that you have to purchase with physical money to build that digital element. So that way you could transfer the digital good to with a digital money that is physically in your bank that you can physically take out at any time. That's my argument. So Louis Rossman used examples that unfortunately kind of hurt his argument. I cannot agree or disagree with it. What I will say is it's leading down that path. The age of piracy is well and booming right now because of the moves that are being made here. We need to protect our rights. All our rights are being degraded. All of them. If you're, going as far as the gerrymandering thing where they take away the black representation. Like, we have lost a lot of our rights, and we need to get up and defend it. So the fight that I am taking on, this digital stuff, is not important right now. I want you to know I am preparing this argument, and it is huge. But compared to everything that is on top of it, it is very low on the spectrum of importance. So, of course, we got to stop the Iran war and the genocide of Israel that Israel's committing, not Israel itself. Fuck Israel. We need to stop the wars with because to bring back the wars in general. I was going to mention Ukraine and Russia, but to bring back the wars, if a physical missile takes out a physical satellite, your digital good is null and void and is useless. Everything physical can affect the digital realm, and in the digital realm can affect the physical realm. Like when the AIs right now currently, and I don't know if it's true or not, that the AI can hack a digital service and shut down, entire medical centers and steal data from a security thing. It's there isn't a difference, is what I'm trying to get at, between a digital and physical good. And the fact that Ubisoft, and I'm assuming money was handled, was able to convince, including with the European Parliament, the EU, where they convinced in backroom deals that they were able to change the I'm forgetting the movement. That's why I'm struggling. Stop Killing Games. They changed Stop Killing Games' argument and lied about it and what they were arguing for, and they believed him, and they. Now the reporting says they killed the movement. I don't think it's over yet, but they did hurt it. And honestly, I hate to do this, but they didn't make a good argument. I listened to their arguments. It wasn't. I didn't like the whole. And this is when they were making good headway. I haven't listened to the argument since, but I listened to the first hour and 49 minutes of them talking and how they were making references to games, throwing a bunch of references. I'll post it below what I'm talking about. It's they I didn't like their argument. I feel like there was a stronger argument to be had, and I feel like my argument is that. So I will need to be arguing this in Texas, and if this is it expands to other states, I'm probably gonna have to travel, and I'm gonna have to drag my aching body across the states, and I don't know how I'm gonna pay for it. I am not rich. I live off of Social Security, so I do not know how I'm gonna do this. And the sound affects me, light affects me, vibrations affect me. I have a lot of problems. So that's why I am so adamant about this digital versus physical stuff, because I cannot, or I have a hard time physically getting up to go get a physical disc to change it and then put the physical disc that was in the physical PlayStation back on a physical shelf. I can't do that. So I do rely on digital to, be as comfortable as I can. That's why I argue the way I argue, and why every time something like this happens, I do get on top of it. The problem is, I have not been affected yet. That's the problem. So I don't know what that means in terms of arguing on someone else's behalf. I'm not a lawyer, so I can't do that. I don't know how this works yet. So yes, this will affect us down the line. It's we live in a horrible time, but we're gonna make through it. It's gonna happen. We're gonna make through it. We are a tough species. We just gotten complacent until now all of the complacency has come crashing down on us to where we allow the abuses to go on, where we sit on YouTube, make videos like Angry Joe, Luke, uh, like anyone else that is not Louis Rossman, who's actually going out there and making speeches and going around getting stuff done and accumulating information through a website, and is actively out there fighting. Like right now, he's out there fighting for the printer stuff, where they updated the printer and now you have to pay a subscription or your physical printer is useless. They have done this everywhere. People just have not either been paying attention or, again, complacency. We need to be active on this. All our rights are being challenged, and they're seeing if we are going to tire out. We cannot tire out. As someone like me who is bedridden right now, I'm not tired of this argument yet. And I am preparing myself, and it's going to take long. It's going to be a long, arduous process. But I am going to get myself physically ready, mentally ready to prepare these arguments, and to, if I have to, travel around and make my arguments on a state by state basis to make sure and people understand that digital and physical goods are the same and should be treated as such. We own our shit. I'm tired of hearing these arguments that we don't own our shit, or tired of hearing the arguments that are on my side, but they do nothing about it and they have the resources to do something. Like Angry Joe. Just sits on the internet, complains, and then moves on and forgets what they argued for. I'm tired of these non-active actors. We need to get up and act. We need to get up and defend all our rights. And the November vote will definitely help in that situation. So my strategy currently is to wait to November and then start making moves. Because right now, we don't own shit. And I'm talking about everything, not just the digital versus physical good. We don't even own our lives right now. We are a statistic to be used.